Happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Change Your Lives. Hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. We got an awesome show planned for you guys tonight. We're going to talk about something that, kind of like a little taboo. People don't like to revisit it because a lot of times when people have issues in a relationship, they like blaming the other person. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I know I get enough of it from my ex-wife, and hell, she probably get it from me. Probably feel the same way. But what we're going to discuss today, guys, is top 5 things that can ruin a relationship. Again, top 5 things that can ruin a relationship. I want you guys to feel free to call in, get involved with the chat. If you got any kind of questions, perspectives, comments to add to it, feel free to do it. Right now, we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Again, this is Change Your Lives, where we talk about personal development, professional development, mentoring, and everything. And I think tonight's subject is something that we all need to kind of discuss because we all have some issue here and there.
Yeah.
Unless, the person you with, you got to blow them up. If you got one of those...
Right. Right.
You got to just set her still. You might have got to do with it. Baby, I'm talking about get one of ones. Just...
Right. They less stressful.
Shut up. Turn around.
Less stressful, yeah. They don't talk back enough.
There you go. She get on your nerve enough, I just let her out.
You have to let her out and fold ass up, put in the closet.
Yeah. Shit, I need to put that on my Father's Day list.
Fold up and put it in the closet. Till the next time.
There you go. Before we get started, I want to say what's up to my awesome producer, DJ Lab.
What's going on, brother? Another Thursday.
Absolutely. And also my other producer, Slick 316. Sorry,
Sweet 16.
Slick 316. I'm
Right.
sorry, Reek.
Right.
Going too fast and stuff.
Right.
But yeah, man, I'm super excited to talk about this, man, because again, and I have a lot of conversation with people in regards to relationships, and I actually got others, going through a dang divorce and all that other kind of stuff. You get another perspective in regards to everything, and it's funny when you talk to people because everybody, kind of base their opinions off their life experiences or what they seen or what they heard and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I have in my mind what I feel like the top 5 reasons.
Okay.
To cause that, and like I said, people feel free to share in with it. But again, we're talking about the top 5 things that can ruin a relationship. And a lot of times, well, let me say this, guys. What I always look at, this just me with the basis of it. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, guys. The call-in number is 678-740-9894. At any time, feel free to call in. Again, the call-in number is 678-740-9894. 678-740-9894. Again, like I said, we stream live on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. The main hub is the Changing Lives YouTube channel. Again, Changing Lives, hosted by yours truly, the YouTube channel. If you're looking at us on TikTok, you can go to my bio and hit the link and that'll take you to it. Only people that maybe just can't get it directly if you're looking at it on Instagram, but everyone else, you should see it in the description section of the video where you're at, and you'll see the link to the YouTube channel. But definitely go to the YouTube channel and subscribe, and if you have to leave or something, you can go back there and check out the video in its entirety. But again, if you want to call in, 678-740-9894. Now again, when I think about relationships, marriage, and things like that, I always think it's 4 pillars.
Okay.
4 pillars that I feel like the basis of each relationship.
Okay.
And that's sex, communication, compatibility, and finances. Again, that's sex, communication, companionship, and finances. Sex,
companionship or compatibility?
No, companionship. This is my 4. This the pillars of a relationship.
Okay.
Sex, communication, companionship, and finances.
Okay.
The thing about that is that when those are the 4 things that probably for the most part the basis of a relationship. The issue that comes up with that is what? Usually 2 of those things are more important than all 4, right? Or one stronger.
Okay.
The issue comes up is the person you with. It may coincidentally that one that that you stress you feel the most about. It may not be the most by theirs.
Right.
Like you might want to just be big on sex, and they want to talk all the time.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, like you ain't really feeling it. You might be like say you sex and you worry about finance, the bills paid, and everything like that. She want to cuddle. She want to talk. You ain't really feeling that.
Right.
And at the end of the day, you can go to couples therapy and all this other kind of stuff like that. The issue happens is that people will ask their significant other, well, look, I want to talk, I want to cuddle, this, that, and that. You know, man, I don't want to do all this. You know what I'm saying? Let's go in the room, you know? Or, you know.
Yeah, let's talk about it while you bent over.
Yeah, there you go. and they started talking about, hey, you want to make sure, you know, you stuck on, hey, the bills paid, this, that, and that. They want to go shopping. Mm-hmm. You thinking big picture wise, hey, look, man, we got to make sure this stuff's straight. I don't like check to check or whatever.
All right.
But they just, you know, it come in, you know.
They live in the moment.
Yeah, there you go.
And it goes out.
Well, yeah, hey, what's that crazy stuff? You can't take it in the
with
grave with you. Yeah,
right.
whatever. And again, the emphasis that you have and the emphasis they have, you know, just totally different. Now, you love them, you care about them, you really want to spend the rest of your life with them. But the problem comes up, that stuff creates some kind of strain. It creates a strain. And eventually, those strains are just like a leak in your faucet. It's going to get worse and worse. The drip going to start getting worse and worse and everything. You put Band-Aids on it, you can try to mitigate it, but it really doesn't stop. And what happens is, as you grow with a person, when I say grow, just as the years go by, you start sitting there saying, well, look, let me holler at you. Look, you know, baby, look, I've been wanting to have sex at least once a week and all that. And like, okay, I'm going to do it. And they saying they want to sit and talk. You like, all right, cool, I'm going to work on that. And they give you some twice a week. But it's that shut up stuff. You know, just hurry up and get through.
Hurry up and get it.
Yeah,
you know,
you see them dogs outside. You lift your leg up. There he gone.
Ain't nothing like some hurry up.
Yeah.
Oh, this shit.
Oh, there you go. Take that back with you.
Right, take it back with you.
And so, even that, then you sitting there like, they want to talk, and you damn near like, they really expressing themselves, and my feelings. Like, yeah, man. Hey, what time the game start? Yeah, I feel you.
Right, I'm here with you saying. I get it.
But you ain't listening or whatever. Again, they want this, you want that, and everything. But again, it's not a big deal to the other person. So what happens, right? So now we start saying, as we start getting older, we don't really change on that. We still want that.
It becomes more ingrained.
It becomes more ingrained.
You dig in on it then.
Yeah, and your desire for those things don't go away.
Right.
So that's what happens sometimes. So listen, she don't want to have sex with me. I got to do something. Now, I ain't, my lungs hurt, so I can't blow her up tonight. So you might, go do this.
Right.
Listen, guys, I'm not trying to justify. We're just talking.
But it goes the same way for women.
Exactly. You don't want to talk to her and everything like that. So, she got that little, she got her work husband. her work husband, they start out talking at break time.
Right.
Then they start going out to lunch. Then they start doing happy hour. And somehow at the happy hour, they stop at the Motel 6.
Right.
I can't believe we did this.
Right. I've never done this before.
Yeah. But let's do it again.
Right. So it goes both ways. We can't just put it all on. It goes both ways.
Absolutely. But the thing about it, when I start talking about those 4 pillars being sex, communication, companionship, and finances, I really want to stress that to people, because people a lot of times can have that thought process of no, it don't matter. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. Theoretically, yeah.
Right.
But at the end of the day, what people just don't take into consideration that look. The person I am at 22, 32, 42, and 52 is a different person.
All different people.
We all can evolve. What's Lick say? You're justified cheating
for me.
No,
it's a delay.
Okay. Well,
she gonna hear the women part in a minute.
Okay. But real talk, I just think that especially when we're younger, we don't really understand that. But definitely as you get older, I think people really don't want to take into account that how they are, because I do think once you hit 40, you kind of are how you are. That's just my personal opinion. So you try to sit here and try to adjust and do things. If you don't really like going on well, if you don't really like get past the new sex stuff or really dealing with other people and stuff, it ain't that wrong with that. But that's how you are.
Right.
But I think people, when you kicking it with somebody, or even getting close with somebody, the things that you don't like they do, and once you kind of stuck with them, they got to get magnified.
Yeah, and then I guess I was married so young. For me, I was always entrenched in what they needed and what my wife needed and what my wife wanted. Mm-hmm. So I really didn't get to to like it's all about me until late in life, like up into the 40s, like 49, 50, really 52. It hit hard. Like it's like I don't care. I don't give a crap what nobody says. I don't care what you want. It's all about me because I have spent so many years worrying about other people that I'm like I'm not doing that anymore. Like if I don't like, it used to be times like you said, if that person outgoing, that person like doing things and I don't, because I've always been more of a introvert. Mm-hmm. I never really liked crowds or going out like that. But I would adjust. Mm-hmm. I would do it for her and make sure she was happy. But now, if I don't want to go, I ain't going. If I don't want to do it, I ain't doing it. I just don't care no more.
I think even with with men in particular, we when we make them sacrifices, and women too, people make them sacrifices. I think especially when you have children, mm-hmm. and you see them when they become adults and they go on their way, mm-hmm. you be glad they go on their own, but you also kind of can start getting maybe some kind of resent, like, damn, maybe they feel like some kind of obligation. I hear people say different things mm-hmm. and stuff like that, but you start looking at it like, I made a lot of sacrifices and that didn't happen, that didn't happen, mm-hmm. and you start kind of looking, because when we get older, we do a lot more reflecting than projecting.
Right, reflect.
Cause, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, if I could have did this right, if I could go back and do this, because as we get older, we start realizing we ain't got the time or the momentum or the energy that we used to have. Mm-hmm. So, I wish I had it and all that kind of stuff,
Right.
So, those kind of things rub you wrong way. Well, like you say, hey, man, I might need to get selfish.
Right.
Because
I sacrificed everything for them, and they turned out this way. You get what I'm saying, mm-hmm. Lord? I sacrificed everything for them, and they still not appreciative. So you start feeling that way, like, people really don't care. Like it's all about them. So I'm finna start getting selfish. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start doing what I want to do when I want to do it. Damn, who don't like it? Because I always adjusted for the people, and I didn't notice that it wasn't an adjustment done for me until we got divorced. And I'm sitting on the couch thinking to myself going, damn, I know what she like. I know what the kids like.
You don't know the heck.
I don't know what the fuck I like. I'm sorry. I don't know what the heck I like.
Well, they YouTube fixed it.
Oh, okay.
The words, they changed that a couple months ago.
Okay. I noticed I saw a few.
The words don't, yeah. You can say all kind of stuff now.
Okay, I'm just making sure because I don't want to get you. The monetization is a big thing.
No, they don't change it on YouTube no more, man. But but that's one of the things about it, man. We get lost. Mm-hmm. We get lost, because we become so selfless for our families mm-hmm. and our significant other, and it's men and women.
Men and women,
yes. You lose yourself, and it's easy to get to a certain point, especially once them kids are gone, because mm-hmm. you start sitting there saying to yourself, like, look, you getting towards the end. I see that with a lot of people I know that are couples and the kids get ready to, leave. Like, do I like this damn person?
Right.
Do I really want to be dealing with it? Because, kind of when you kind of engaged in your family, mm-hmm. but when the family starts shrinking, you're like, shit, it's going to be me, huh? Yeah. I gotta give me a damn dog or a parrot or something, or a turtle.
I'll be a son.
Yeah. Shit. Just right. Something to get the hell out of around, this right. person. And sometimes, people can look at, I see couples when the kids leave, they start dating and doing all that kind of stuff, sound good. Mm-hmm. And then you got someone like, woo, time to go. Time to go.
I wondered, I know we don't know exactly, I wondered the percentage of people who actually, once the kids are gone, because, the kids mask a lot of things. I had 3 children, we both had 3, children, 3 or 4 children. And, the children cover up a lot of stuff.
Absolutely.
The children just, when you married to someone, you in a relationship with someone, y'all got children, y'all trying to it covers up so many things. It's so many things you don't have to deal with that other person because the children are like a wall. They're like a barrier between you and her. Yeah. Or you and her or her and him. It's a barrier. And once that barrier starts chipping away and you start getting closer, you be like,
like I say, you're reflecting. It's that right. dedicated buffer. Well, y'all can kind of, I can deflect. We gotta do this, gotta do that, and everything. But you know it. You know it's coming.
Right.
You know it's coming, and you don't know how you're gonna handle it, man. What do you think about Now, guys, if you got any questions, you got any comments in regards to what I said, the 4 pillars of a relationship, feel free to call in 678-740-9894. Again, 678-740-9894. Now, what do you think about what I just those 4 pillars with the sex, communication? It's not in here. It ain't wrote on the notes. The sex, communication, companionship, and finance. What do you think about those 4? And I feel like those are the basis of every relationship. Those are the basis. Now, again, the importance of each one varies from person to person.
Right.
But I think those are the basis of a relationship.
I think you need 5 pillars.
And what's one?
Faithfulness is another pillar. I mean, you gotta be. I think that's got to be another pillar. It may be a part of companionship. I'm trying to.
That's why I always kind of looked at that.
Okay. You think that's part of companionship?
Yeah, I kind of
go.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we there then. Okay. We there then. We on the same page. Mm-hmm. I think, like you said, a lot of times with those pillars, some people might hold up one pillar, longer than the other. They might feel like that one pillar is the one, and the other 2 or 3 they don't really care about. They set them off to the side. We just so different as people. We don't realize how different we are. And we don't realize how much how we were raised plays a part of that. Mm-hmm. What we go through as we are being raised in our life, and our life experience, how much that plays a part of that.
Yeah.
Because relationships, a lot of times, people say, well, don't bring your baggage to the relationship. But in all honesty, you're already carrying baggage. Some baggage you carry for a very long time. You carry child baggage. You carry baggage from jobs. There's a lot of things that attach to you as a person, like Legos, that you carry with you.
Your baggage sculpts you.
Right. And it sculpts you. It makes you the person you are. It makes you sit into those things that we talked about earlier. It makes you be hardline on a lot of things because you've experienced other things. So that baggage is a part of you. Unfortunately, a lot of people say shed it. But I think it's really impossible to do.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, your life experiences that's really the thing that kind of make you, put you in any place in life. Now, you can sit here and say, well, look, I can't hold this situation against the next person. But again, that situation may have taught you how to read certain situations.
Right.
The thing also with those 4 pillars, what I'm talking about, the 4 pillars of a relationship being sex, communication, companionship, and financing. The funny part about those 4 is that they can change as you get older. Because you're younger, you might think totally about sex and fun. Mm-hmm. And as you get older, you evolve and stuff like that. You could be 50 years old. I don't really feel about like having sex.
But you want the finances to be right because you're finna retire soon.
Exactly.
Right.
And then your significant other, she might just want to just, I don't know. She done got her a rose.
So she off the chain.
Done bought some honey. And now she just ready to wrestle all the time. Look at you.
And your back hurt. You tired of wrestling.
you like, man, I'm throwing them blue pills in the toilet. I ain't wrestling with you today.
My wrestling days, my wrestling summers is getting far and few between.
Like, sex? I don't want to have sex. I bought you a cat. No, ain't nobody having sex this week.
Right. And that could be men or women. But
that's what I'm saying. The thing about it, we all got to evolve. So again, the things that were important to you out of those 4, those 4 changes as we get older. We get experience and stuff like that. So those, like I said, the base is still the basis, but those things change with age. And I think that's one of the biggest things when we're younger. We don't know. We get older, we kind of mindful about it. You know what I'm saying? Me at 46, like I can sit here and say, okay, I know myself a lot better than I did when I was younger. Mm-hmm. I can say, okay, I'm cool with this, I ain't cool with that. Some stuff that used to be a big deal to me, I ain't no dang big deal now.
Those pillars also shift like 3-card money. They shift, like you said, 22, 32, 42, 52. Them pillars shift around.
Yeah.
They're always moving blocks. When building this type of relationship with building yourself up, those pillars move around. Yeah. So, like we said earlier, 22 is all about sex. 32, I need some communication. 42, I need to compare you. 52, I need the finances to be right.
Yeah.
You know.
And again, like I said, and that's just you.
Uh-huh.
This person you love and care about, they're on a whole nother agenda.
Mm-hmm.
So you're sitting there trying to, hope they come around with some stuff like that, and they thinking like you tripping, and you having conflict.
Lady Lion Love, we talking about 5 things that can ruin your relationship. She asked what we talking about. I'm sorry, y'all. That's one of our biggest supporters.
Hey, Lion Lady Love.
Hey, you gotta say what's up to her. How
Hey,
you
Lion
doing?
Lady Love. But that's one of the things I think a lot of times people try to, just avoid really looking at that.
Mm-hmm.
Because we do evolve, we do change. Again, those 4 pillars being sex, communication, companionship, and finances. But what I wanted to even steer with that, what we're talking about tonight, is the 5 things that can ruin your relationship. And there's 5 things that I think that can be a detriment to any relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Just we're going because, again, I think everybody gets into a situation because that person make them happy or do this, that, whatever the reason is. Without pitfalls, you can be dating, you can be married or whatever. But these 3 right here, and again, I'd say probably been a damn culprit in every damn one of them.
Okay. Right.
And those five, we're gonna talk about them being, sometimes just had irreconcilable differences. Another one being, abuse. I ain't really had no damn abuse.
Right.
I might have got chased in my life.
Right.
And infidelity, addiction, and incompatibility.
Mm-hmm.
And that's those are the 5. But we're gonna go into a little in depth with each one. Remember, guys, tonight we're talking about 5 things that can ruin your relationship. Again, I'm Deonte Burden. I'm about to say Mr. Short Dollar. This is Changing Lives.
That's your alter ego.
Yeah.
That's your alter ego.
Man. Hey, Lab, I don't know, the other night, man, I was streaming both shows, man, up to about 1 in the morning.
Really?
I was on the road. People, man, I'm talking about, it was banging, both of them.
Uh-huh.
Man, 1 in the morning, I'm still running my mouth.
They were watching.
Yeah, and I was tired. I was tired before, but I was zoomed, man. But yeah, man, make sure you go to the YouTube channel, Change the Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. That is the main hub. So whatever platform you're looking at, please go to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel, take advantage of all those 700 videos we got on there. Both YouTube channels, I think, I'm sure got over 700 videos. So definitely check out all the great information that. Cause I did a live feed talking about Ja Morant.
Okay.
On Change the Lives. The other day, man. So that was the other night where I did that when we first got suspended. But when we talk about those 4 things that can actually ruin your relationship, and that first one, because at the end of the day, we all, like we said from the beginning, you get in a relationship, everything's good, your stuff like that. Everybody's human.
Mm-hmm.
People make mistakes. You make mistakes. Things can cause certain things. And I think people know that, but until you go through it, you really don't think about it too tough, right?
Right.
And so the first thing I want to talk about just those irreconcilable differences. And that's the thing about it, like we were talking about just the evolution. I remember, even when I know in my marriage, I heard the word that I felt I kind of cringed on. And it was like, you change.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, hell yeah, everybody. And I never looked at it like I changed. I felt like I evolved.
Okay.
And again, that might be my selfish response.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that it's not wise to think that anybody from 22 to 42 is going to be the same person.
They shouldn't be.
And that's the thing about it. And some people do.
Mm.
I don't know if that's unfortunate or fortunate, whatever. It is what it is. But people go on different paths in life. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know in my personal journey in life, I always have been like a hustler.
Mm-hmm.
But it, went from hustler to want to be business person. I've shared my story in regards to how I had them aspirations of working in corporate America and all the other kind of stuff. And I kept hitting that glass ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
And I was hitting that shit hard.
And it wasn't cracking or nothing.
Big ass knot on my head,
Right.
like a damn unicorn. And I couldn't. That really more so pushed me in entrepreneurship.
Uh-huh.
I always kind of dabbled and dabbled and had decent success even with doing it, but just fully being me, I went into that because of disappointment and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
And my ex-wife, she was supportive of the idea, but when you start, we talk about this, even on Mr. Short Dollar, entrepreneurship is some rough stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Pulled away from your family, stressed, all that kind of stuff, frightening,
Money,
all that money and all that other stuff, and she really wasn't interested in it,
Mm-hmm.
and she don't have to be. But those are kind of things like when you start saying like, this is my dream to do this and do that kind of stuff. Like, hey man, I'm on this path, you on that path, and that happens.
True.
That happens, man. That happens because I'm gonna tell you something, Lab, that a lot of time people can say on the outside, well, I would just be supportive. I would just do that. Support is, well, when we talk about that's a great word.
Right.
So shit, when you start talking about the kind of support to give somebody for them to be successful, while you're on the other side is a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because while you out there trying to grow this, somebody got to be picking the slack up here. When you out here, you know, doing these certain things, somebody else got to do that. And it's easy to say unless you're going through it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And even when you start looking at it, and that can be both ways. It can be just everybody have different personal journeys. Somebody trying to lose weight in the house, and you like, I ain't studying that stuff. Yeah, your ass want to eat rabbit food. And then they go into this new health quest. And,
right. They throwing all the food away in the refrigerator, and you like, whoa. Where my chicken going?
You got it. We ain't got it. And we can joke about it, lad, but that's, you know, that causes a lot of stuff.
Right.
You know, and everything, you know, again, you know, people personal development, professional development, religious things. You know, you want to go into this because you got this relationship with God or whatever, and the person you with, they cool with you doing it, but they ain't feeling all that. And you've made certain lifestyle changes that really kind of don't coincide where they going.
Right.
And again, like I say, it's like that leaky faucet. It's gonna start out dripping.
Right.
Shit can get worse and worse till it's just all out just running. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you gotta just replace or take it all out, put a new one in. And I think that it's easy sometimes to sit there and just say what I would do and this is how I would handle it. And you don't necessarily have the fortune a lot too.
Right.
Just do that.
Yeah, I think in my marriage, the thing I heard that kind of I should have paid more attention to was, it wasn't our change. It was her saying, I feel like I missed out on a lot of stuff. We got married so young. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's like, I feel like I missed out.
And you just think of them words.
Right.
You just think of the word, but it really just gives a meaning behind it.
Right. As a deep, you know, now I know it was a deeper meaning. It's like, I feel like I missed out. And we did get married young. Don't get me wrong. You know, 17 years old. We got married young. I just never felt that way. I just never, it never crossed my mind that, oh, I missed out on something, whatever, because I still was able to graduate from college. She still was able to graduate from college. We got our degrees, and a nursing degree and master's degrees and all that. So even with the kids, you know, we still were able to accomplish those things that we set out to accomplish. It was just that once we accomplished them, the excitement for her was over.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, I got these degrees and I'm working, but I really don't want to.
She like the process of doing it.
She like the process,
cool
but not once it's done, the excitement, the thrill is gone.
I got you.
Right.
You know, son, Lab, a lot of times we get stuck into the time we spend doing certain things. Look, I've been kicking it with her for a minute, man. We done did this. We done got somewhat vested and everything. And people don't necessarily want to just admit, like, this ain't right. Or they just want, like, look, man, I don't want to keep, you know, that feel starting over, the feel getting out of certain things. But you like, look, this shit ain't working.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And then with us being, and we only speaking for the men's side because we've been married, we've been men, we've been married to women, so we can't tell y'all the woman wouldn't necessarily. But we do get entrenched into it. Not just we invested in her and all that. We are entrenched in the process.
Yeah,
we know that she gonna want pork chops on Thursday. You know what I'm saying? The process of just living is easier because we've been going through it for a long time with each other. We may not see things differently. I may have, if I would open my eyes wide, I may have been like, you know what, I missed out on some things, but I never felt like I missed out on anything. Because if I wanted to do it, I always felt like, great, I got a partner I could do it with. You know, two heads are better than one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that was always my thinking, but hey.
Well, to that point, ladies, if you have a situation where you feel like, okay, you've seen certain things, or you know, where you felt like you didn't want, you know, it was going a certain way, or why you didn't. Well, we talked the first one being irreconcilable differences. Feel free to call in 678-740-9894. Also, man, you know, kind of looking at it like, shit, y'all don't start doing stuff like house, car. You know, children. Those kind of things, you like, look, man, let's just kind of we kind of stuck. We got this. Let's just kind of work stuff out over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you just, you know, you got that leaky roof. You just, I'm put paper on.
patching it.
Yeah, I'm put paper on it this week. And I'm gonna put some tissue on the next.
I'm gonna take on the trip.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy a nice gift or whatever. Or I'm gonna take him on the trip. I'm gonna buy him a nice gift. We always try to patch it when the patches is not necessarily working because the water's still flowing underneath that, you know, that patch. It's gonna keep rusting out and busting open. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, I don't think we reflect enough once we are in the relationship, especially if we love the person or are in love with that person. A lot of things get tinted over.
Well, the only thing, what people have to realize, only two things can change anyone, and that's that person and God.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
You can make a person kind of adjust, but then they're gonna slither back to the wall.
Right.
So like
that's in them.
It's either them. Oh God, them only people. That's the only thing that can change anybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You can kind of do certain things and force their hand on certain stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and you know you got it over here, but eventually they're gonna come back. You know again.
Right.
Again, that first one was a irreconcilable difference. Guys, feel free to call in 678-740-9894. Now the second one is a little tough, and that's abuse. And, you know sometimes from abuse it can be physical, it can be verbal, it can be emotional, mental, and stuff like that. That's tough. That's tough. I ain't really been part of that and everything like that. And my ex-wife may say something different. I know we had a physical
right
and everything like that. But I know when I got served on papers, I'm like, who the hell you this is?
Right.
You know, it was like, I don't know who the hell this is, you know. But I tell you, that was just wasted damn paper. But anyway, I would never condone any kind of abuse or anything like that.
But it's a mental abuse. I think with me being my ex-wife, I dealt with mental abuse. And I can't say that I noticed it. I mean, even though I have a bachelor's degree in psychology, I can't never say, because I was just so busy doing so many other things, I never really noticed it per se as to say, oh, she mentally abusing me. Because she would do certain things, she would get mad about certain things, and it was and you don't notice until you separate from them, but it was to the point to where she had me to a point to where I already didn't want to go nowhere, but I really didn't want to go nowhere. Because every time I did, she'd say something. Or she had a problem with it. Or she didn't want to. Or she didn't want me to. If I'm with her doing it, I'm good. But once I started separating and started doing other things, she get mad. She want to start argument. Little stuff like that, you know, was a part of that whole situation. And I didn't notice that it was a mental thing until after we divorced. And I was like, you know what? That was kind of, because it was subtle. It was a subtle.
You felt like that what she was doing with you?
I think she was playing with my mind big time. You know what I'm saying? I think she was doing that a big time. And with me being at that time and being so young and growing up and trying to get everything that we thought the American dream was made of, I didn't notice it and I was passive. You know, I'm a child of abuse. So my mom was always abused by the people she was with, her boyfriends and stuff. So in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, I don't ever want to hurt anybody the way that I don't want to hurt any woman the way that my mom was hurt. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that made me be passive because I was like, I ain't going to get mad. I ain't going to get upset. Because you always flicker back to when your mom was crying in the corner or you hear your mom getting beat up in the kitchen because she spilled milk or stuff like that. But the problem I had with it, she always stayed. You know what I'm saying? She never left. So it's a whole big, that's part of that baggage we talked about earlier that you deal with when you grow up. So, yeah, I think that's how she got over on me. If I had been part of that when I was younger, I probably would have been more, I would have saw what was going on more readily. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. See, I didn't really, I didn't have any, even growing up, I ain't see my grandpa, my grandma, my granddaddy, they would, that was just, I think, old school. I hate you. I hate your ass.
Right.
Get the hell on. You get the hell on. I'm going to leave your ass. Well, I wish your ass hurry up and leave. That's the shit I heard my whole life, but they never got physical. But I heard my whole damn life, I can't wait to pooch him, get grown. I'm going to get the hell on. Well, get the hell on. You got to wait to I heard that my whole life growing up. But they buried each other. But I've never really been into, the physical, the beating and all that kind of stuff like that. In my life, hell, I see crazy, I go, oh, shit. That just, You know,
I know
anybody that dealt with
now.
me, anybody that dealt with me know that when I see 1 ounce of crazy,
I know that now.
yeah, shit. But let me give you this spin, Lab. The thing that I look back on now, when we start talking about abuse, I can just say I know even like any situation in my marriage, I didn't feel like the abuse. I felt like I was putting on myself, stressing myself out, knowing shit wasn't good.
Mm-hmm.
And my ex-wife might feel the same way. Mm-hmm. Now again, she, we ain't, like I said, we ain't have no, at the end, folk fussing, but we ain't have no cussing or fussing, or
right,
hitting and stuff like that. You know what I mean, like that. But I think, and it may be the same. She might feel similar with. I don't know. But Lord know how her call in. They be the show her damn nut ass dad'll call. Whoa, what fruitcake? Fruitcake's in he was in country.
Oh really?
Yeah, he was in country, man. He was in country. Call on in, Terry. What you did to my daughter.
Right.
But I say this, that I felt like I was abusing myself, fighting a battle that I couldn't win. Like you don't be happy. Now again, I'm just speaking for myself. When I say that okay that I did my ex-wife, she no bad person. I ain't even say she made me out or whatever. But I'm just saying, the situation ain't good, and you try to hang in there, but you messing yourself up.
Trying to deal with it. Yeah.
And I felt I was doing that to myself.
Yeah, and that's a part of it. Yeah, you do that because I was doing it to myself. I was like, well, I got to make her happy. I got to feel like, nobody gets married to get divorced. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You always want to try, and I think this is with men and women. Once they get married, they want to try to do what is necessary to keep the relationship together. They want to try to do what's necessary to grow old together. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. These things we're talking about leads to other things happening, but it's just
mid and defeat,
right?
Embarrassment,
and you don't ever want to give. You never want to give up on it, so you abuse yourself mentally by saying, "I gotta do this, I gotta do this." When in all reality, it doesn't matter what you do. It's still not going to work. It's still not going to be happy because at that point, like what I told you earlier, when my ex-wife said, I feel like I missed out on something getting married so young, I think it was done then.
You're just prolonging the obvious.
Right.
It's coming. You just prolonging it and stuff like that.
Right.
And you hurting yourself in the process.
Right.
And I kind of look at it from that perspective. Like, I don't think people look at that enough. Because sometimes what I do think is that the easiest thing to do is me to blame. She did this, she did that, and I'm this, that, and that. I would never want to sit here and say, well, what the hell, what? Not necessarily what you didn't necessarily could have did with them. What you could have did for yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I say, it's a lot of older people, men and women, sitting there rocking chairs and like, man, just mad.
Right.
And you be like, why they so mad? They mad because they didn't do certain things. A certain chance they didn't take or whatever. Could have been filth, could have been family, whatever. Whatever the reason is, and they upset with that. And I think that was one thing I felt like I was kind of abusing myself with, like, hey man, you fighting a losing damn battle. You try to climb that mountain without any gear, and it ain't gonna happen.
Right.
You go up halfway, fall your ass right back down, crawl up a little bit farther. Yeah, that's it. All over and over and over again. I don't think a lot of time people really even take that in consideration because, like I said, it's easier for me to blame you for my shortcomings and why things didn't work and everything. And I do feel like I've been on. I probably done sat here and just maybe done that before, and I know damn well I've been to blame of stuff. You be like, I ain't got shit to do with that,
right?
But a lot of people don't want to be honest with themselves about what they didn't do for themselves, not just to cause problems. Like, look, man, that's you ain't down.
Yeah, sometimes we drag ourselves. We'll drag, we'll say, "Oh, she drugged me," but sometimes we drag ourselves. Sometimes we are so we have so much invested in that relationship that we drag ourselves because we don't want to let it go. I mean, we are in this to the end, especially when it comes to marriage. Now just a regular relationship, I that may be a little different. I don't know. But we will drag ourselves. We will cause ourselves mental anguish trying to repair something that's unrepairable.
Yeah, that was and that's very, very tricky with that. Guys, you got anything to add to it? Feel free to call in 678-740-9894. Again, that's 678-740-9894.
LaShonda Curry, we see you. I'm sorry. She said she can relate.
She can relate. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm sorry. We see you. We see your comments on Facebook. I think that's Facebook. Yeah, Facebook. I'm sorry. We just talking and talking. But hey, LaShonda Curry.
Hey, LaShonda, how you doing? My mama ain't came on.
Nah, your mama don't like you. Your mama busy.
Shout out to mom.
You know she don't come in to about she late.
She just said she asked me about what we're gonna be on and everything. You know. She got Mr. Stanley Earl or Luther.
She might be listening.
Yeah.
She just don't want to say nothing right now.
Occupied.
Yeah, she occupied.
Mom got that new place now, boy. Her friend. You know, my friend. Tell your friend to give you breather or something, Mom.
That's your fam.
Yeah. God. Let my mama come watch my show. God.
Please,
God.
Mr. Luther.
Boy.
Woo.
Again, guys, we're talking about 5 things that can ruin a relationship. 5 things that can ruin a relationship. The first thing being irreconcilable differences. The second being abuse. And the third one is always probably one of the most prominent, most prevalent, most popular. That's infidelity. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing about it. You know, I think it's a lot of time people go into it. You know, God knows Poochie ain't no damn saint. You
right.
know? I ain't never been, and hope to aspire to be one day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I think a lot of times what people put, you know, fragments of when we start talking about infidelity, it's just, you know, the physical sex part. Mm-hmm. But the communications, the thoughts, certain behaviors and stuff like that, you know, those things are you know, you see, hey, they inboxing, they texting, and all that stuff you might think is quote unquote innocent. It's not the case. Right. And anything that a lot of times trigger, then again, you know, you can be not doing a dang thing, and folks can feel how they feel. Mm-hmm. But I think a lot of times people, based on what we talk about, those being those 4 pillars and stuff like that, you know, you may long, you know, your old lady, she want to talk to somebody, you don't want to talk, and she feel good. Guy got her laughing and all that kind of stuff and everything. You know, she at work.
Right.
You know the slickest dudes, them FedEx and UPS drivers. Boy. God, dog.
Oh,
I work in corporate America.
So most of them in shape too, because they run them boxes up and down them stairs.
Let me tell you something. When I work in corporate America, all the girls run to the front. But Alex here. Alex is here. Alex run in. Hey, right. What's happening? They ask about his kids and this, that, and that. Alex screwing everybody. And you know what I'm saying? That's just my he got a rotation on every floor.
Right.
God, dog.
And all the UPS drivers is tall and dark and handsome. You like, where are they getting these?
Something about that, yeah. Let me put on some damn brown. Poochie likes damn peanut butter.
Right.
Hey.
Then you know all the women know they make good money. So that's a double whammy. They ain't gotta say how much money they make.
Lord. We hate like hell, ain't we, Lab?
Yes.
But even to that point, though, Lab, just be in all seriousness, though, is that a lot of times people can look at certain things and feel like, okay, I ain't did this, so that doesn't, you know, say, you know, I might be a little wrong, but your wrong is more wrong. Mm-hmm. You slept with this person, but then I just talked with this person. Uh-huh. But you done went out with this person. The only thing we did was just inbox a couple times and stuff like that. And, you know, no, infidelity covers a wide mask of stuff.
Right.
And at the end of the day, what you brought up earlier, even with like the whole stuff with loyalty and trust and stuff like that, once it started getting tainted, that shit hard to bring back.
It's real hard.
You know?
It's real hard to bring back, especially from the infidelity thing. Mm-hmm. And you find out about it. It's a hard thing, you know. With me, I'm always gonna think about it. I may forgive a little bit, but I'm never gonna forget. And every time I think about it, I'm gonna think about it. You know what I'm saying? Every time I look at you, I might think about it. So I try not to be a petty person and be an adult like I'm supposed to be, but I never get past it. I knew that with my ex-wife, I would have never gotten past it. It would have been a big old chip within our relationship if we would have stayed together. Mm-hmm. Because I probably could do one time, but when it's several times or a couple of times, it's just, and I just feel like you just don't respect me at all. You know, and it's just, and it may have been the case. And once a person stops respecting you, They gonna do anything they want until you or against you or whatever. So at that point, it's a lost cause for me. That infidelity, man. I could be broke with you, and I could put up with a lot. I could be broke with you. I can deal with you not talking to me. I can deal with a whole bunch of stuff. But once you start cheating on me, I think that's like the ultimate disrespect to you as that in your relationship.
6 Redbone 28 said, 100% so true. You forgive, but you don't forget. And what was that line Lady Love?
She said, ain't nothing wrong with, line Lady Love said, ain't nothing wrong with talking to people on social media. Keep it on the timeline. And that's not cheating. Slick said, it's a double standard. Men think it's cool, but get mad at women.
Well, see, this is the thing about it. And I think this is one thing about it that I think I'm a very big proponent. And you can't tell people how to feel.
Right.
Like, I can't tell you tripping. If something piss you off, it piss you off.
Right.
I'm not this damn human barometer to legislate the impact you should let something have on you if it bothered you. The issue come up is that a lot of times people don't want to look at because they didn't do this. Because we talking about here lying, hiding money, all this kind of stuff. Man, I'm in my business. You know how many times I sat in my office and the first time couples find out about you didn't do this, you moved this money, what is that? You cashed in that and all that kind of stuff. And they find out right there in my office in front of me.
Oh, wow.
And I be seeing like a husband about to do a WWE move. Wife looking like, where's that come from?
Right,
you actually made that?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm talking about just that whole thing just changes the whole dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you got what? You got doubt and distrust and all this other kind of stuff. And again, nobody ain't slept with nobody.
Right.
Nobody ain't talked to nobody.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like I said, the whole point of we talking about infidelity ain't necessarily just the whole sex.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the whole point of you sitting there doing things that can cause doubt or distrust for the other person,
right.
with the other person that you with. And again, sometimes people feel like I didn't cross this line, it ain't that bad. Like I said, I remember vividly when I was going through counseling. I remember the man said, "Betrayal is betrayal."
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, what I said, like the way it impacts you, you lying to me. Just you lying. You ain't slept with nobody, but you lying to me. You hide this, that, and that. To you, it may not be a big deal because of that.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, hell, it might be the end of the damn world. Like, damn, why you do this, that, and that?
Right.
And I just don't think people want to own that aspect of it or look at it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It just stole some candy. They ain't steal this and all that kind of stuff. Now, some people can like, look, you just stole, and I can't get past it.
Right.
You see that whole thing with John Morant. Some people looking like you got a pistol, man, like it ain't illegal. And everybody on that whole different spectrum may feel different ways about it. And I probably shouldn't use that example, but again, we start looking at words and stuff like that. Words ain't a big thing. People can talk, but hey, what the hell you talking to them for?
Right.
Why y'all doing this? Why y'all doing that?
Because for one, I think that the problem comes in that with men and women, you may be talking to that person and it may be innocent, but we don't know that. We don't know what y'all talking about. We don't know. We don't know. So we always gonna think the worst, right?
Well, the act is the act.
Right.
The act, and people don't think about it. The act that you do, you don't know the impact the act is going to have on the other person.
And human behavior is always going to put extra on it.
Yeah.
I mean, we always, if a person cheats and have sex with another person, it may have been 2 minutes, but to us, men and women, y'all probably were having sex all day.
Yeah. And
it may not have been that long. It may have been a case of, we doing this and then we shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
But to us, it's like, the person that was cheating on, it's like, you saying that, but now you start adding stuff up. You start looking at things that may have been that part from the beginning. You start going, well, that one time she said she was going out with the girls. Was she really out? You know what I'm saying? You start.
And might not have did a damn thing.
right.
Because that seed has been planted.
Right.
And like I said, man, I just don't think people, you got to think like that too. And that go for all of us. That go for all of us and everything. And that even outside, even just, not even just your personal relationship, business and all this stuff. When people do things, you're like, hey man, bro, why you didn't do that? Why you didn't call me before you did that deal or something like that? Hey, I thought we supposed to be, transparent and all this other kind of stuff. Once you start putting in doubt or distrust, you really, again, it may be genuinely innocent, but you got to think.
You start sowing them seeds of doubt. It's ingrained in the fabric now. It's in the fabric. It's in the fabric within your relationship.
Yeah, and you don't necessarily. Sometimes you can move past it, but a lot of times it's irreparable.
I think people move past it, but they always dragging it with them.
Yeah,
they might be in front of it, but it's attached somewhere. Because you don't want to be a fool. Nobody wants to be a fool again. Lady Lionel says, "Tell them up front that you're taken, and that solves the problem." Not all the time. She also says people feed into what everyone talking about. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, but like you said, we move past it. But I think that we move past it, but we always dragging it with us. People don't forget when they've been hurt. I mean, it's just natural. No one forgets when they hurt, especially if you invested a lot of time and effort into a person, into the relationship. You just don't forget when you hurt. It just, man, it's a scar. It's actually like being shot. You just don't forget it. And
it don't really go away with that person.
Right.
It don't go away.
You carry it to the next person. Like that baggage we was talking about earlier. Mm-hmm. Now if you done with the relationship with that person, when you go to the next person, you gotta be like, you know what? Now I'm on guard.
Because even with them kind of situation where people can say, well, you can't hold that against all people. Bullshit.
Right.
Now you might not necessarily sit here and just throw everybody on the bus, but you still looking like hell. That can happen and everything, and you gotta get to a certain spot if you're able to. To actually just look past and say, like, that was that situation. Because, again, people don't know the impact that may have had on you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you can be a good person and just made a mistake. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Not a person making mistakes. You just made a mistake. And the ramification, man, might be saying you just can't get past. Mm-hmm. And that's unfortunate. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Especially if you got a good partner, man or woman. If you got a good woman beside you, and you do that, that's dumb. But if you got a good man beside you, you do that, that's just as dumb too. A lot of times people don't take into consideration the person that they're with. It may not be their type. We all have a type. We all seem not to marry our types, and then when we get older, the type changes, But it may not be our type, but that person has been solid with you from day one. You know what I'm saying? That person has been lifting you up from day one, and you don't take that into consideration because Alex, the UPS driver, looks very good right now. He's my type. You get what I'm saying? So cool. Sometimes, or Sarah, she wear them short skirts and she built like 36, 24. I know 36, 24, 36 ain't really the measurements no more. But when I was growing up, that's what it was. You get what I'm saying?
We'll throw this bone at you though, Lab. Okay, but just saying, with all that said, let's take the whole attraction thing out of it. Let's go back to what we talked about initially, those 4 pillars. Mm-hmm. And when you're looking at it from a perspective of just infidelity, those 4 pillars that you have, like, okay, this, my significant other just don't want to talk to me.
Right.
I want to come home. How's your day? This, that, and that. They don't want to say, damn, man, I'm trying to watch the game. The news is on.
Right.
But then you got some person that you can just open up. They tell them jokes. Y'all right. I ain't never thought about sleeping with them. Uh-huh. They ain't even try to sleep with you.
Right.
And y'all never sleep together. You never do. Uh-huh. But y'all talk hours on end.
You talk from work to work.
Yeah, till work, doing work, after work and everything. Well, hey, boy, I talk to you tomorrow. She get on the phone with him and everything, whatever. And then her husband finds out about it. Mm-hmm. He just see red because he know you talking to a damn dude. Mm-hmm. In your mind, we just innocent. We just talking and everything. But that's the same thing. Mm-hmm. Now, again, because you were doing it not because that's just your friend. You were doing it because you needed somebody to talk to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Real talk.
Right.
Real talk. Like, you look forward to talking to this damn person because you finally get a chance to talk.
Right.
Your old man don't want to go nowhere. You like go. You ain't been out to lunch in a while. This person opened the door for you.
Right.
Hey, he done made a little cake. Hey, he might reach the damn cake his wife made. And you sitting there,
He done bought you cupcakes.
Yeah.
That his wife made last night. Put candles on.
Yeah. You saw all these women bringing all these dual Mother Day gifts from who the hell your husband sitting there like? Damn. You know what I'm saying? Where the hell all that come from?
Right.
But I say all that to say that, again, just because in your mind you might think something innocent, it's not always going to be received that way.
Mm-hmm.
And it can have just, very impactful ramifications with that. And I just think a lot of times people don't, because people know, but, going back to that point of just take the sex out of it, that communication, companionship and stuff like that. Even husband can't help you. You need an oil change.
Right.
You need a tie.
Yeah.
He ain't got it.
Right.
Your homegirl ain't got it. Your family ain't got it.
Right.
But Mr. Such and Such, he gave her the money.
Right.
He ain't asked for nothing in return. But you took money from another man.
That's a problem.
It's a problem.
Well, I mean, it might be for some. It might not be a problem. Some like they ain't as lame as me. But it's a problem for me.
But we talking about who it's a problem for.
Right.
Damn, your ass ride the damn bus before you take the money from this man on tie.
Right.
Now we got a lot of women like, yeah, that's right. But then most of you like, what? No hell.
No, right.
No hell. You need to get out there and get me my tie.
Right.
But again, Lab, like I said, man ain't try to sleep with you, but he gave girl go on take this money, man. I know I know he ain't got it, whatever. But just think about that. Those still things, because at the end of the day, I don't see nobody, man or woman, being cool about it. You took some money from somebody else, even though they know they can provide it for you.
Right.
The easy thing to say, well, you should have did it. Well, damn, even he did Harry Houdini, he couldn't do it. You feel me?
He can't do it.
He can't. Hey, exactly.
You know your birthday just passed, and he spent $500-$600 on your birthday, and all that. You know how much money he make.
Ladies, I'm sorry because I'm like, ladies, call in. I know y'all done had an instance where you just couldn't get something, but you had to take it. And like I said, the guy ain't tried to push up a now.
He warming you up though.
Yeah.
I think he warming you up.
Now you can count on him if you know if you really need it.
There you have it.
If you really need it, you can go to him, whatever, and all that kind of stuff.
Then you start calling him first. Let me say a couple of comments.
Okay.
Slick says, does open up your relationship help? Lady Lion Love says, she's open to listening but can't solve your problems. She says, Lady Lion Love says, I tell my friends, don't ask me for relationship advice because I'll tell you to dump them and throw their crap out. Problem solved.
I'm glad you're not a therapist.
She a rough therapist, ain't she? Lady Lion Love is a rough therapist.
Sheesh.
Yeesh. Wow. Don't want to give them a chance to work it out or not. Just get rid of them. Problem solved.
And what the hell you going to replace them with?
Right.
Yeah. Well, they do got the guys you can
blow up.
That Rose done changed it. That Rose done changed it. That Rose done changed the game.
Yeah, but I think that a lot of times, it's always like what they say. Cheating it never just happens. You planned that. You talked to this person. You met with this person. Y'all done built a relationship, and then y'all plan to get together. You get what I'm saying?
Possibly, Leo. Possibly.
And you think it just happens on a whim?
Sometimes I think anything can happen. I think it could be something that's planned and motivated out, or be something that just happened. You know what I'm saying? Like I think it could be something that just didn't mean to happen or whatever. This, that, and that. Could be something totally innocent that just went left and everything like that. I think it'd be
okay, we're going to get off the subject because we can talk about this forever. My thinking is, how do you innocently just fall in the bed and get naked? I don't see it, but I guess I'm just not, my eyes is not open wide enough. I'm not vividly thinking. I'm not thinking out the box. I'm in the box.
Well, no. I mean, you got a legitimate question, but I just think that, just like the finish line. You can jump over, dive over, roll over, go backwards. You crossed it.
Right.
So you ain't going to necessarily have the same path,
we're
doing it. She might have came to work, her neck was hurting. He touched that, he hit that one button. Ooh. She turned to a noodle. She just fell out of her clothes. She didn't mean to. She just tried to get that crook out of her neck.
He tripped and over something was naked.
He like, got him. Hit that little one button on her neck. Just wow.
But I just think that at some point, when it's about to go down, you have to stop and think to yourself, this ain't right. I got somebody at home. You don't just blindly just do. I don't know.
I don't know. That thing started thumping. Everything like cross that bridge when we get there. You know. It's funny. We talk about 5 things that can ruin your relationship. 5 things that can ruin your relationship. We did the first one, reconcilable differences. Second one being abuse. Third one we just talked about in depth, which is infidelity. And the fourth one is something that I think a lot of people deal with privately. And that's addiction. A lot of times when people have different things going on as far as addiction and a lot of mental health issues and stuff like that, it's very, very challenging to deal with that. And if you dealt with somebody with any kind of addiction, or like mental health, depression, or things like that, it's very, very hard because you be in a situation where you can want something so bad for somebody. And that can be a relationship, you know, you just see a person you're dating, a family member and stuff like that.
Right.
But they got some kind of demon or monkey on them that is above the scope of, like you said, why don't you just stop? Why don't you just quit? But whatever they're dealing with is way more stronger than that. And it's hard. It's hard to want something for somebody more than they want it. It's not that they don't care. It's just it ain't them.
Right.
That makes sense. And I think that's one of the biggest. Is very stressful trying to do that, because I think a lot of times when people have those situations where people, especially from the mental health perspective, when people don't necessarily take that initiative, which is extremely hard to do, that shit causes a lot of strains.
Yeah, addiction is a very hard thing to give up. I've never been addicted. To be honest, my ex-wife wasn't addicted to anything. Maybe addicted to not working, but other than that, she wasn't addicted. Now, let me tell y'all something. My ex-wife, I love my ex-wife. I loved her from, you know, it didn't start sour until later on in the relationship. But other than that, we was in love. So I don't want y'all to think she was a bad person. But my mom was addicted to alcohol and certain drugs. So just dealing with that as a child, trying to get her past that was hard. So you know how it is when you're in a relationship with somebody.
Trying to do it. My mama just came in on Instagram. What's up, mama?
Oh, mama on Instagram. She doing new things now. She doing new things.
Mama,
she surprising you.
Mama, who had you tied up? You couldn't even. Mama just damn picking up the phone, picking up something.
And look.
Man, real before I forget.
Mama friend say, hey, you just carry it with you.
Hey. Man, which one of your friends had you tied up, mama? Shout out my mama and shout out all the mothers who celebrated Mother's Day this past Sunday. We had a good time. Me and my sister took my mom out, man. But shout out to all the mothers this past Mother's Day, man. But yeah, man, that addiction piece is tough. That addiction piece, and like I said, just even throwing that whole mental health component, I see a lot of people. And mental health awareness has been on the rise, especially in the past 5 years.
I think this mental health awareness month, isn't it?
Shit, I don't
Is
know.
it? I think
Every
so.
damn month, some damn month, man. I don't know, with small business or, you know, greeting friends and pay bills or get a new girlfriend month. I don't know, shit. Everything. All that shit on social media. I don't know what month it is. You know,
They say sex and lies are not addictions. Yeah. We're not talking about sex and lies. We're talking about actual addictions.
I don't know, Slick. You get the right damn one. What Bobby Rush say? Hey, you walk around with a flashlight in the daytime. Shit. Where she at? What Marty say? Crazy, deranged. Shit. Boy, you get you the right freak, man.
You be on her porch every day. Where you going?
You gotta go to work. No, I pay you. No, don't go to work.
You ain't gotta work today.
Yeah. I don't know. Slick. I don't know. Sunshine, damn sure was addictive.
Slick says Men Mental Health Awareness Month.
Men mental what? Really?
Yeah.
Men mental health. Shit. Damn yellow. That ain't even damn yellow on, man.
That need to be all 366. Gotta throw that leap year in there.
Well, I tell you, boy, men, we ain't have puppies or dogs and stuff. We all be crazy.
Hobbies. I tell all men, get a hobby, man.
Boy. But yeah, man, those things that can be, the addictions and stuff like that, it's very, very hard to circumvent, because a lot of times people, when you're in a situation, you can care about somebody when they fighting something, that's really probably above them or outside of them, and it's like you done through strike 1, 2, 3, hell, you had damn strike 20, and you still ain't no change. It can wear your ass out to where your love start turning to resentment. You know what I'm saying? So
and yeah, that's true.
So those kind of things. I just think a lot of times people wish they can sleep on it, pray on it, do this kind of stuff, but it doesn't change. And until that person wants to do certain things, it's tough.
So they want to change it.
Yeah,
they gotta want to change it.
And I damn sure don't. I don't want to make it seem as easy as my words. And I know, when somebody dealing with demons, dealing with stuff like that, it's some shit to go through. Because folks, trauma is something else. You have stuff in your childhood, something you went through another relationship, and all the kind of stuff like that. But if they got some demons they dealing with, man, it's tough. And unfortunately, a lot of times you don't see certain things until certain triggers happen.
Right.
Because you can be cool and all of a sudden, like, damn, now you done started something with a person, and then you got stuff like, whatever, postpartum and all that other kind of stuff. People start dealing with stuff as they get older with work and all that kind of stuff, stressing them out. You're like, what the hell wrong with you? You been doing this shit at first.
Right. This is new stuff.
Why the hell these folks at work got your ass, sitting in the damn dog, and you, we can giggle about it, but and that shit real.
That's real, yeah.
And it's
a real problem.
Yeah, and it's very challenging to deal with, especially somebody you care about. You just want to have that snap out of it attitude, but it ain't that simple. That simple. Guys, feel free to call in and add to the conversation, 678-740-9894. Again, the call-in number, 678-740-9894.
9894.
9894. 678-740-9894. And we talk about 5 things that can ruin a relationship. And the 5th one is one thing I think a lot of times people don't want to. We kind of hashed on that in the beginning. Is incompatibility. And incompatibility, a lot of times people say, well, how the hell are you incompatible with them and they're the same person? Because I've heard certain things like, I remember a female friend told me one time when I was going through, early on going through my divorce, and they was like, well, why are you saying something? That's the person you married or whatever. I'm like, that's crazy as hell. That ain't the same damn person I damn married.
Right.
And I can flip it with my ex-wife. I'm pretty sure she look at that ain't the same damn person she married.
Right.
And I think sometimes, with that evolution of you or whatever, you go into a different person. Shit that was not a big deal to you before, you serious about it. And stuff you used to be serious about, ain't no big damn deal to you now.
So
you
think people can grow into being incompatible? You
can
start out together.
Hell yeah.
On the same page and then grow.
Hell yeah.
Be very incompatible later on within a relationship.
Because the evolution of you is just the evolution of you.
And everybody evolves differently.
Yeah. Now, we have a dual evolution as we as a couple. Because we start off, hey, young, naive, this, that, and that. Now we got serious. And like I said, now we in the investing and growing and stuff like that. And that shit sound good. But that's not realistic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you see that like, yeah, I want to, I hear now like being older and seeing people say, I want to go and build and stuff. I ain't trying to build shit, lab. I done started and sold all these damn business. You ain't trying to do that shit. I ain't trying to do that now.
I'm trying to relax.
I'm trying to chill, yeah. I am not trying to build no websites on the weekend, listen to some shit with mine. I ain't trying to pick no pies, sell no gift baskets.
Nothing.
None of that shit. I can support you, but I ain't trying to do all that shit. I'm trying to chill.
Right.
And that can go on either ways. Like, I want support. Like, no, man, shit, these kids grown. I'm trying to vacation and travel.
Right.
And the other person's not wrong for wanting that. That's just what they want.
Right.
But it doesn't match with what you want to do right now. You feel me? And and like I said, that whole thing with incompatibility. Now, you can actually, from the rip, like, again, those 4 pillars, the sex, finance, communication, and companionship, whatever they wanted initially and stuff like that, but it wasn't a big deal. Because, you just like, okay, I love her, but she bad with money, right? And at the end of the day, her bad with money got worse and worse and worse and worse, right? But it was there, visible from the rip.
Right.
But it became, detrimental as you got older. Because now, with no money, now we got more money and it's getting done. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the person, and they might have been reluctant to talk and do certain things. Now y'all done got older. They don't want to do that. You want to go out on trips and stuff. It wasn't a big deal because, they might just shut the hell up and roll with the flow.
Right.
Now they're like, man, like you said, I done hit 50. I don't want to do none of that shit.
Right.
Like, this is what I want to do and do what I'm going to do. And that's, like I said, it's detrimental now.
Right.
I just think it's one of them fortunate things hard to get past because, like, when we get older, we are how we are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We can compromise, and I can do this week, can do that week. But then you compromise, and you somewhere you don't really want to damn be, or they somewhere they don't want to be. They all on the damn, you know, y'all at your friends' house, and they on their damn phone playing a game, and everybody looking at them like they crazy as hell. You know?
I think that eventually, like how I am now, I think that me and my ex-wife probably would have got divorced anyway because I was always accommodating. I'm not that now. I'm not accommodating. I'm not accommodating nobody for what they want. I don't care about that. But before I was, you know, I want to make you happy. I'm gonna accommodate. Now, if it don't make me happy, I don't care about it. I just don't care. So I think we probably would have got divorced as we got older because she would have been used to me being accommodating. And now I'm like, no, I'm not accommodating.
And you wouldn't know that until you go through that.
Right.
What did Slick say? My ex was upset.
My ex was Slick said my ex was upset with me when I stopped drinking like I used to. Because that's what they used to. I guess that's what they used to do. They used to drink, so they became incompatible because she didn't drink no more.
And something you said, well, that ain't no big deal. But like I said, that person like going, hey, y'all used to have them liquor games and everybody doing this and taking shots and partying. Like the whole vibe can be off.
Right.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Especially that's how y'all got down.
Right.
Outside looking in like, what the hell they tripping about that for?
Right.
But again, like that's throwing off the whole dynamic.
Everything going on.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I'm saying? And it happens. It happens. And I just think sometimes when we get caught up in them kind of things, which evolution you want to sit here and hopefully we can, you know, wait it out or something like that. You ain't waiting out that. They are how they are.
Right.
That's the new them. That's the evolved them.
And
ain't nothing wrong with it. It's just it don't match what y'all did.
And when people get used to things, how you are, people get used to those things, and you suddenly change that, it becomes a problem. It becomes a problem for them because they're saying, like you said, your ex-wife said, you've changed. You didn't used to be that way. Like I said, I was accommodating when I was married with my ex-wife. I was a very accommodating person. Whatever you want to do, we're gonna do. But now at this age, now I think she probably won't like me now. Yeah. And we probably would have got divorced because I'm not accommodating shit. I don't care what you want to do. If I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it. You do it and let me know how it was when you get back.
Yeah, because I know a younger me, man, you know, like now I have the whole taking what I'm saying, like ain't nothing wrong with, you know, this person want to be an entrepreneur and this person wants to work somewhere 30 years. That's a more mature, refined poochie. But I damn sure used to be like, hey man, we you know, why we got to do that? You know, let's make this money. Let's do this for ourselves. And I just felt because I'm looking at the logic how I look at it, why you ain't feeling that way.
Right.
But I had to mature and understand that's what the hell I want to do.
Right.
But I wasn't mature enough to process. I can be honest about it. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I just think a lot of times people don't want to be honest about, you know, how they looked at certain things and how that could be, you know, and I think that, well, I know that caused a lot of tension, you know, in my marriage because my vision was, hell, we can go on and build this because, you know, theoretically, we could have did a whole lot more if both of us was on the same page from a financial standpoint, but we wasn't. And it wasn't like, I don't say that as like being a negative thing, but I got frustrated because I feel like this is the way we can do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I had that too in my marriage because we was getting all these degrees and all these licenses and certifications for salons and, you know, all kind of licenses and real estate licenses, broker licenses, hair salon licenses and all that's to start businesses. And then once we went through the process of getting all these things on top of our degrees, the person I was with was like, I don't want to do that no more. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So it was a frustrating process. It's like, man, because I had plans of being 50, not doing nothing.
Well, you looking at it like, shit, you tripping, but really, she wasn't tripping. I was tripping.
Right.
But if I look at it now, I was tripping, but I was also young. You know what I'm saying? Like just being real now, looking back at it and everything. And I can't change that because I was happy doing my own thing, doing this, that, and that. But again, knowing when you know, we always talk about their sacrifice for success. Like, you know, for you to, you know, go to this, from this level to that level, some shit got to go. Right. Because, you know, going to need money commitments, time commitments, things like that. And those kind of sacrifices you make the impact of those kind of things can be long term. Because now you said, I'm away from this, I'm away from that, and I ain't doing this, I ain't doing that. And you think in your mind, well, hell, I'm trying to do this, I need you to support me with it. But they ain't feeling that shit.
They ain't with it.
And you may not be feeling that shit either.
Right.
Your old lady come to you like, hey, I got this new promotion, I'm going to be gone. I'll be in town for 2 or 3 months. You like...
Buzz.
But that's their dream.
Right.
That's their dream job.
But the thing is, what gets us is, we know that's their dream because we probably have talked about it. And when the dream happens, becomes reality, we like, nah,
And you not gonna say you don't know it till you go through it.
Right.
That's the part about it though, man. Until you go through it, man, you don't really think about it.
Slick says a lot of people lose themselves in their mates. She also says women more than men bend and change to make shit work.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that one, Slick.
I think both of them damn bend, and I think both of them take a lot of shit.
Right. I think they equal on that part. Depending on.
It might be a different thing that they compromise on.
Right.
And everything like that. Because I know, like, and I ain't gonna lie about this, but it's just my opinion. Men take cheating to the heart more than women do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And we visualize it.
Exactly. That we take that to the heart, but I think women blow over what's the name? Women might blow over certain things we think like money and all that kind of stuff. We like, hey man, we getting older, like you said, shit. We getting older. What's going on? And like, nah, let's do this and that. It's just different things. As men, we kind of get like, as we get older, we get settled and all that kind of stuff, ready to chill. Your significant other might be getting past 45. They want to trip travel and all this other kind of shit. You like, no, hell no. I got these kids' eyes. I want to get a garden.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Planting, start cutting grass and shit. You know what I'm saying? And there's a conflict. Don't make one right, don't make one wrong. But again, now we having these problems. Yeah. And you're like, what's going on? But again, guys, that's who, none of you guys called in and stuff like that. I thought we were going to have more people that, Sexy Red Bone said, I agree with Slick, so true. You would agree with Slick.
Nah, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that. I think as far as just bending and being compromising, I think depending on the person in the relationship, people will equally compromise on things.
Yeah, just different stuff.
Just different things that they're accommodating on and compromising with. Just different things. I mean, I don't give no examples but it's just different things. I mean,
and I think that's fair. That's fair with that. Everybody, quote unquote, deal with, settle, adjust with different stuff and everything. It's just, again, sometimes it just depends on how much you can deal with, how much you can tolerate. So again, guys, I hope, since nobody called in, but I hope you guys, enjoy the discussion. I rehash it. 5 things that can ruin a relationship: being irreconcilable differences, 2nd being abuse, 3rd infidelity, 4th addiction, and the 5th being incompatibility. And also, guys, remember what we talked about earlier from the beginning, those 4 pillars of relationship being communication, companionship, sex, and financing. If you guys later on, want to add anything to the conversation, make sure you go to the YouTube channel, Change Your Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Leave your comments on the feed and everything like that. You came in, or if you came in like in the middle or the tail end of this discussion, go to the YouTube channel, Change Your Lives, hosted by Deonte Burden, and leave your comments. Feel free to subscribe. The everything is there. That is the main hub, guys. But I really enjoyed the discussion with you guys tonight. In regards to that, we'll be back next week with Mr. Short Dollar. But something I want to bring up in regards to everything. It'll come back to me later. But anything you want to add to the discussion before we cut it off?
No, I think I got all mine out. I just think relationships, people are people. And people gonna do what they think they should anyway. Just to be honest, they should. In my experiences, people should always do what makes them happy. Because if you're gonna be here, you might as well be happy being here, right? Yeah. So I just think that a lot of times relationships become difficult when we don't realize that the person that we're with as a mate, and I've just realized this myself, I'm talking from my own experience, the person that we're with as a mate is a different person than what I am.
Yeah.
I can't expect me out of someone else.
and you a different person too.
Right. I can't expect me out of someone else. I had to realize that, and unfortunately, I learned it when I got older, that I can't expect me out of someone else. So either I have to deal with it or move on. And the little things that I won't deal with, cheating is one of them. But I might be able to deal with all the other stuff. But I just can't expect them to be how I am to them, because they're not me. I mean, we all should realize that person that you're looking at, that you talking to, that you hugging up, having sex with, they're not you. They're their own person. So it's gonna be a little conflict. Ain't nothing like makeup sex.
Can't legislate feelings.
Right.
Can't legislate feelings, man. So listen, I want to tell all you guys from Bob. Oh, Sexy Red Bone says great show. High Lab.
Hey.
But definitely, man, I want to tell everybody from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Again, make sure you go to the YouTube channel, subscribe. We'll be back with Mr. Short Dollar next week. And also, like I said, go to my other YouTube channel, Mr. Short Dollar. Google it, pull it up, subscribe to the channel. Got a lot of great information there as well. Love you all. Appreciate everybody tuning in, giving their insight and feedback in tonight's show. Take it easy. And Mama, you got to come in a little early, Mama.
We need you here at 9:05, Mama.
Yeah,
I mean 8:05, Mama. I'm sorry.
You got to put him out.
Yeah, we need you at 8:05, Mama.
30 minutes prior. Hey, again, guys, I love you all. Y'all take care of yourself. Be safe, and I will talk with you soon.